Bacteria such as E. Coli 0157 are invisible to the naked eye, so they can easily be spread to food without realizing it. These bacteria could make customers seriously ill and even kill them. Symptoms include watery diarrhea, nausea, and abdominal pain. They can be spread in food or person to person, making it easy to spread. Food businesses must practice good food hygiene at all times to make sure the food they produce is safe. Guidance was developed in response to serious outbreaks of E. coli 0157 in Scotland in 1996 and in Wales in 2005, which were attributed directly to cross-contamination arising from poor handling of food. Current guidance was developed following a public consultation and Professor Hugh Pennington's report into the 2005 E. coli outbreak. The guidance was designed to clarify the steps needed to take control of the risk of food being contaminated by E. coli 0157 and what businesses should do to protect their customers. We are now going to look at some of the key measures highlighted in the guidance to control E. coli, but these also help in the control of other bacteria such as Campylobacter and Salmonella. Firstly, you need to have separate work areas, surfaces and equipment for raw and ready-to-eat food. All businesses should aim to design their work areas to ensure that permanent clean areas are designated for handling ready-to-eat foods. Where a permanent clean area is not achievable, an area can be temporarily designated and maintained as clean. Having a permanent designation of a clean area enables businesses to manage potential cross-contamination risks. If designation of a temporary area is the only option available, the general environment, such as non-food contact surfaces including worktops and walls, must present smooth, impervious and easily cleanable surfaces and must be subject to strict cleaning and disinfection procedures. Separate chopping boards and utensils must be designated for use in clean areas unless cleaned and disinfected by heat in a commercial dishwasher between their use for raw and ready-to-eat foods. The use of colour-coded equipment is a good way of ensuring that contamination does not occur. Separation in storage areas must be sufficient to ensure that ready-to-eat foods are protected from cross-contamination risks. Where separate units are not provided, the clean storage of ready-to-eat food should be clearly identifiable. The separation in such cases should be sufficient to ensure that hands and clothing are not contaminated when storing or removing ready-to-eat foods. Food businesses must ensure that where permanent physical separation of raw and clean areas is not possible, that effective controls are in place to ensure food safety. Hand washing should be carried out using recognised techniques. Antibacterial gels must not be used instead of proper thorough hand washing. Store food at the correct temperature. Bacteria grows best at body temperature, which is around about 37 degrees C, and in moist locations, but they can still grow rapidly in temperatures between 20 and 50 degrees C. To effectively control their growth, you need to keep food below 5 degrees C or above 63 degrees C. Inside this zone is called the danger zone. When using disinfectants and sanitizers, they must meet officially recognized standards and they should only be used as instructed by the manufacturer. And finally, if there has been a risk of contamination, all work must stop until the surfaces and equipment in the area have been sufficiently cleaned and disinfected or replaced. Any potentially contaminated food should not be supplied for consumption, and if it is suspected that contaminated food has gone to consumers, appropriate action must be taken. We've put a link to the FSA's document covering the guidance in full on our download area.